back, new Rockstars. I'm Jessica Clemons, and Netflix's Stranger Things has just released some BTS first looks at its final season on the 8-year anniversary of its first season's release. How cute. The fourth season dropped over 2 years ago, and now after 8 years, 34 episodes, and 0 main kids dying, we finally made it to the very end. And it feels like just yesterday, we were all shaving our heads and buying Eggo waffles. In this new footage, they have revealed a couple of strange things. You get what I did there? Evan wrote this if no one laughed. There are no shots with Millie Bobby Brown around any of her castmates, and 3 newcomers, Nell Fisher from Evil Dead Rise, Alex Bro from Waco, The Aftermath, and Jake Connolly are ready to appear. I can't wait to see what new ensemble character they introduce, get us to fall in love with, and then immediately kill. Regardless, let's get into this BTS first look and see what we can make of Stranger Things Season 5. First, be sure to check out nerdride.shop where you can pick up the latest and greatest in new Rockstars merch. Some of the merch is inspired by your favorite fandoms, like right now we're getting ready for Deadpool and Wolverine. This movie comes out literally next week. Are you guys ready? Did you get your merch yet? Go to nerdride.shop, get your merch. You can also get the Choose Your Fighter shirt, which is so sick. I've been waiting for mine to come in. Support all 3 of our channels in the new Rockstars network and pick up some merch today from nerdride.shop. Okay, let's get into this BTS. We open with one of many shots of the Upside Down. We see the Upside Down version of Castle Byers. We saw this back in the day when Eleven was even searching for Will in the Mindscape. The Duffer Brothers tell us they're halfway through filming, which feels like it's been forever. January 8th, 2024, they were back officially in production. It was intended to begin in May 2023. However, that's when we began the writer's strike, followed by the Screen Actors Guild strike, which halted production for both sides, but then returned on September 27th. So there's been a lot of hurdles, but even with all those restrictions, there still hasn't been a release date yet. We believe it'll be released in early 2025 due to a GQ interview with Finn Wolfhard, yet Millie Bobby Brown revealed on the Jonathan Ross show in March they still had 9 months left of filming, so it probably won't wrap until January 2025. And as you may know already, this is a Duffer Brothers project. Both work as series creators, producers, writers, and directors for the show. Not every episode is directed by the Duffer Brothers. As some may know, Nimrod Antal and Deadpool and Wolverine Sean Levy directed some episodes in Season 4. And Sean Levy has returned to act as one of the EPs and direct some more of Season 5. You see him in the first look a little bit later, directing Steve. As the Duffer Brothers talk, we see Dustin alone on his bike, and keep in mind he's completely fine with no bruises on his face in this shot. It'll be important later. Hold on to that thought. We're back at Hawkins High School. Judging by the number of bikes and cars, it's safe to assume school is back in session following the horrendous disaster that fell upon the town last season. Feels weird to be at school one day like none of that happened, so why are they acting like nothing happened? To play devil's advocate and shine some light on this mystery, Season 4 ended in late March 1986. According to a prop document on set, the flyer reads 1987, so this season should take place at least 1 year after the ending of Season 4. And I know what you're thinking. Why didn't people just leave? Some did. A ton of folks left Hawkins following what they thought was an earthquake. After the disaster, they turned the school into a shelter, but after a year and a half of dwelling, the city, I assume, is attempting to return to some form of normalcy. The skies aren't raining spores or ash anymore, so they might have still left this as a natural disaster, an earthquake. And again, they believed it was earthquakes. They believed Eddie killed the other teens. The adults in this town are oblivious, and the only people that really know what's going on are the kids. We get footage of the gang all back together, minus Eleven and Max. We left Season 4 with Max in a coma and Eleven searching for her in an empty black mindscape before reuniting with everyone. And like I mentioned earlier, we don't see any scenes with Eleven and her castmates, and only the slightest glimpse at Hopper. Here, Dustin, Mike, Will, and Caleb are all seated at a lunch table with their school meals, listening to a radio. They're all interested while Mike's writing something down. This could simply be to receive updates since the world is pretending everything's fine. But in Season 3, Episode 1, 2, and 3, remember, Dustin picked up a transmission from the Russians that led to the team up of Dustin, Erica, Robin, and Steve, which led to a secret elevator. So they could be decoding new transmissions in the area or otherwise. I do know WSQK radio station will be making an appearance this season. The Duffers shared an image of their truck on their Instagram, and I think the radio station might be their shelter or home base as we see throughout the trailer. According to the Season 4 finale script that was submitted for an Emmy, this didn't make the final cut, but a TV reporter mentioned thousands of residents have been forced to evacuate homes and businesses. Local shelters and warehouses have been outfitted to provide temporary shelter. This could have originally been one of those shelters or the original DJ scattered following the earthquake. And what better place for keeping up with information, communication, or requesting aid than a radio station? Honestly, who needs to go to Walmart? Who needs to go to the mall? Go to a radio station, though they probably don't have food. Normally, being healthy kind of means eating stuff that tastes like grass clippings, but it doesn't have to. Groons are supplement gummies that taste like a treat rather than a chore. Groons Grune's gummies has 0 artificial colors or flavors. They're dairy-free, nut-free, gluten-free, and vegan. Plus, each Grune's daily snack pack has over 20 vitamins and minerals and over 60 whole food ingredients. They're so packed with nutrients that you can't fit it all into one gummy, and they're so tasty you wouldn't want to. Grune's is more comprehensive and accurately dosed than your current nutrition solution, which you can tell if you compare nutrition labels. Vitamins aren't 100% and minerals are at around 25%, the safe and effective amount. Plus, Grune's goes to the trouble to methylate their ingredients to make them more bioavailable, which is just a fancy way of saying that Grune's puts an extra effort to make sure your body can get the most out of every ingredient in your gummies. If you're looking for a tasty, easy, and comprehensive way to boost your daily nutritional intake, Grune's might just do the trick. Click the link in the description for up to 45% off your order of Grune's today. Dustin is still repping the Hellfire Club shirt, which might belong to Eddie, but I know he had one at the end of season 4 too. He's also starting to look a lot like Eddie, which I'm sure is on purpose as he started to admire him towards the end of last season, and he's sitting in Eddie's spot at the cafeteria table. Gina noted that these soda cans look too modern, that it definitely isn't the 80s Coca-Cola or the 80s Dr. Pepper can, but it could also just be the cans sitting there before they actually say action. They could just be drinking normal soda, but we'll see in the aftermath. We'll see in post. We then see the entire team minus Robin, 11, and Max, of course. There is no 11, but Nancy is dressed like season 1's 11 for some odd freaking reason. In the back, you can see a Pink Floyd poster for the wall. Then we glimpse at the Hawkins lab, a reminder that Vecna messed this place up. And of course, they will show the Atlanta filming sets. They've been shooting in Atlanta for a while, so we'll see a lot of storage props and wardrobe items like they own the place, because they kind of do. We also see what looks like fake blood being put on Vecna's bloody vines, and it's sickening.
Brother, what's that, brother?
We then get footage of the small gang back in the day, and Millie Bobby Brown said she started when she was 10, but now she's 20, and she's such an adult, and we should all feel old. Look at her, just driving that American car, something I can never do in the UK. I refuse, I'm too scared, and I'm 10 years older than her. Then Sadie Sink takes us through the wardrobe department, which is entirely chaotic. If you wonder what they do with these kind of clothes, clearly they keep the iconic trigger warning blue tracksuit Max wore. However, there are a lot of places you can donate clothes afterwards, and specifically in LA, we have a place called It's a Wrap that takes production clothes. Regardless, the last time we saw Max, she was in a coma and I think kind of brain dead, and 11 had to restart her heart. Otherwise, she would have just been dead. Along with the millions of wardrobe options, the prop department has too many bikes, including their old walkie-talkies and vintage Twinkies that they're gonna be bringing for season 5. Then we see Frank Darabont is back. He came out of retirement just to direct 2 episodes of season 5 apparently. And Darabont is a famous writer and director who wrote stuff like The Shawshank Redemption, and he also developed and executive produced The Walking Dead. He wrote Nightmare on Elm Street 3, which is the best one. Everyone's clearly very excited to see what that man does this season. We see 11 with her hair up. She's still not with anyone in sight, but she does eventually meet up with the gang according to Duffer's Instagram post. However, she and Hopper may be separated from the group for most of the scenes. She must defeat Vecna, and she probably doesn't want her friends to just get in the way. We see Jamie Campbell Bower getting prepared for her HMU hair and makeup, a process that I'm sure takes forever. Last season, we left Vecna hurt both mentally and physically, but still alive. He was like set on fire, thrown about, just messed up, and from the first look, it doesn't look like it did a lot of damage, or maybe he might have healed over the year and a half. Lucas, Mike, Dustin, and Will walk down the halls of high school. A Tiger Pride poster is on the wall on the left. Hawkins High Tigers is the school mascot. In season 4, we saw their basketball team, led by Jason Carver, who was a nut job, and we're gonna get into him in a second. Then we get a glimpse at Linda Hamilton from Terminator. She was announced to be joining in 2023, but her role is still a mystery. Then the return of my girl Erica is stepping out of the van, and no one I am more excited to see this season than Erica. If this BTS teaser doesn't have you feeling nostalgic enough yet, we're taken back to Mike's basement. Ross Duffer shared a better look at the set on his Instagram, and you can see Will's drawings are still on the wall. We see the OG4 in the woods at a table. We see them in the woods later, and it might be the exact same table. I think this is Eddie's table in the woods behind the school. Gatton Mazzarato is wearing a Godspell t-shirt. He's actually an accomplished singer who started on Broadway. In season 3, he sang The Never-Ending Story, so I wonder if this season they might have him singing something from Godspell. There's a TikTok video of him as a little kid also in Godspell. We have a new bedroom and a new character played by Bookworm's Nell Fisher. I assume this is Mike's little sister, Holly Wheeler. We're looking at an aged up version of her. She appears to be getting up from kneeling, however the lights are flickering as if Vecna is arriving. What's also very important to note here is this is all behind the scenes. So in post, they could be lifting her into the air as Chrissy and Max did in season 4, who were having hallucinations and visions caused by Vecna. Her room has a very colorful 80s appropriate floral wallpaper and matching curtains. Then she's in the kitchen all sweaty and horrified, mouth open, so our girl is definitely definitely going to be in danger. Another new character played by Jake Connolly. This character is Derek. This may be a spoiler that I deduced online through Instagram, and we've got it in the behind the scenes, so I'll give you guys like 5 seconds to leave if you don't want the spoiler, and then I'll flail when you can come back, because I know some of you guys are away from your computer, away from your TV, and just listening to me in the background. A while ago, on an old casting call for season 5 that was released, they were looking for a child named Derek who fit the description of this child. Duffer has shared BTS on his Instagram, and you can see the child's stunt double in the shot at the same location. So something will happen to that child that requires a stunt double in the show. This location is a barn, and I think this barn is on Ross's Instagram that is filled with red lights as well. Celebrating their birthday on set, you can see Derek standing behind them. Now, what's important in this video is Derek's shoes. In one of the mini Duffer posts, he shares a cute little G.I. Joe lunchbox with a little bullet hole in there where the explosion from the missile would be. This shoe is Derek's shoe. You can see Derek's shoe next to the lunchbox, so don't get attached to this little guy because I think he gets shot in the show. Okay, come back. I did my little spoiler. We get a crew shot, alien facehugger t-shirt, which might be for Vecna, we don't know. We're also back in the graveyard, and I think this is the same graveyard where Max almost died. In this scene, we can see the Hawkins High School jocks, and they're probably still believing Eddie, the leader of the satanic Hellfire Club, killed their fellow teens. This is probably the scene where they jump Dustin and why we see him with bruises on his face later on. Jonathan is wearing a t-shirt with the letters HEFAL visible. It's a shirt for the band The Fall. Their album Ben Sinister was released in September 1986, so it follows the timeline. Then we see Nancy and Mike, the two best siblings in the world. If something did happen to Holly, this is probably the scene where they have to comfort each other. Mike and Lucas are running down the school hallway. This is actually their middle school that they went to, and guess who reposted their excitement on the gram? Mr. Clark from last season, maybe making a return cameo. We also get a quick glimpse of Brett Gilman returning. This is the quickest cut I've ever seen in any of these teasers. They probably didn't want to gauge any criticism following his social media outbursts regarding Palestine. Then we get a team up that I wasn't expecting, Robin and Joyce fixing some cables, and I assume this is at the radio station. The cement walls and big boxes look like the scene we saw earlier. Then we get to Steve and Jonathan. You don't see Nancy, but she's in the back seat with Jonathan, and this is Steve's car. Then we see a shot I mentioned earlier. They're at Eddie's table, and Will is absolutely looking into that damn clock and being called by Vecna. He's walking away from his friends completely entranced. And then we get a bearded, gun-wielding Hopper. As he raises his arm, we see someone getting tossed into a stump mat. Then we see Nancy, Jonathan, Steve, and Dustin. Dustin is still with his bruises on his face, and I love their re-teaming up. Also, notice Nancy brought that damn gun again. The red light and the ground with the vines tell us they're in the upside down here, and Vecna should be in whatever that glowing red room is. We get more red light like alarms and the new character. With his weapon, he looks like some sort of security agent, special force, or something. These people unfortunately die pretty quickly in the series. We get to see Vecna in the upside down. This scene was kind of crazy to bring out for like a BTS teaser. He looks fine, but it's hard to make out his left hand, and it looks like a little deformed or extra long, which it always was. He uses his powers through that left hand, and I think it's also loosely connected to the D&D lore. Then we see Will falling from a tree. This actually looks like young Will falling into the upside down, so I'm wondering if we get a flashback of his time there, the stuff we never saw. And they de-aged him like they did with 11 last season. And also in this shot, that's his outfit from season 1 that he's wearing. Then we lastly see 11 using her powers in the upside down, probably the same scene as Vecna sauntering over. She's also wearing the same gray full getup that she wore entering stage 11 at the beginning of the first look, so our girl is completely ready for fight. I truly believe that she'll have to kill Vecna in order to bring Max back or to wake her up and to stop all of this, and hopefully in a year and a half we haven't seen her, she's been practicing. And that's it for my coverage of the Stranger Things 5 first looks. I want to thank Gina Ippolito, our writer here, for helping me write this bad boy. We're both a little couple of spooky girls here at New Rockstars, so this is great for us. Let me know if you're excited for season 5 of Stranger Things in the comments below. Thanks again to Groons for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to click the link in the description for up to 45% off your order of Groons today. Follow me at Lulu_Clemons. Subscribe to all 3 channels in the New Rockstars network for breakdowns and news coverage of everything you love. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.